G'day there, Adrian here for Wollongong TV. Today I'm joined by Alessi from Muse Coaching. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
It's great to have you here. The first coach actually that I've had on the show, so I'm really pleased to have you here today. And we're going to be doing some work just after this interview, so which is fantastic. And for your group, the Fishbowl, which is amazing. I'm really excited about that.
Thank you.
But first, tell us and tell the listeners about Muse Coaching and what that's all about.
Well, Muse Coaching was actually founded by me a while ago because my background is advertising. So I've worked in advertising for 10 plus years, and it was a really fast-paced, exciting time when I was there. But once I had kids, I just wanted to get out of it, and I always knew that. So when I came along, we had the plan for me to stay home for 5 years and have 2 kids, simply be a stay-at-home mum, and that's exactly what I did. My little one had different plans. He wanted to go to preschool earlier because he had his, his older brother there. Yeah. And that's when I started looking around for what I could do. And I wasn't really fussed about it really because my focus has changed so much having kids that I didn't think of a career per se yet. And I applied to a job, and to cut a very long story short, they said, we love what you do and what you did. Come along to this weekend seminar so you know who we're all about. And that was all about self-development. So I dove into this world, and when I was at a seminar, I'm like, I don't want to do the position that you offered, I just want to do that. I was so fascinated and taken away by how he could just change people's lives like that on stage with a 10-minute intervention. I'm like, I want to learn that. So that's how it all started. And the funny thing about it was, though, when people asked me about my career, what I wanted to do, I always had dreams. I wanted to be a flight attendant and work in advertising, and I did all that. But I always had this little add-on, I never want to have my own business, never. And while I did the training, the business coaching was just part of it. They actually released that fear for me, and I realised it wasn't mine, it was my dad's. It had all to do with how my dad turned out and lost the business and eventually died of cancer. That was attached to starting a business for me. And once I released that, within months, I started Muse Coaching and never looked back.
Fantastic. Yeah. Well, what an amazing transformation. I think there's a lot to be said about mumpreneurs, as we know them, coming through that, looking after the kids and doing those sort of homely things, I guess, which is so key for young children, but finding their own niche in the world. So I commend you on that. But with Muse Coaching, you've got a sort of a niche, haven't you? Like it's not just business coaching as such or anything like that. Can you expand on that? Yeah,
so there was quite a transformation going on when I first dove into the coaching world. I had a lot of moms as clients, so naturally, because who you are, that's who you attract. And I created something that I then call the re-identification process, because a lot of moms go through that, identifying themselves over a career, and they're very, I had a high position in advertising, and I had a team of 25 people that I led, and that was my identity, so to say. And then I became mum of Flynn and Jed, and then after they went to school, I was all of a sudden left with that, well, who am I now? This is a really big question for a lot of moms, and for me it was a fairly easy transition because it was so chosen and I loved it. For a lot of moms, though, they struggle with that process of re-identifying themselves. And this is how I started. So I helped a lot of moms, and within, not even a year or two, I started business coaching them, because it was all about, finding their own career and starting their own businesses. And I did that, and then I put it into groups. So I ran something called the Think Business class, where I had a few moms together. They had a little support network and came on a weekly basis over a course of 9 months. So that's how long it takes to birth a business. I love that. And then I just wanted to move on, because I came to a plateau, which was very comfortable and lovely, but I just wanted to push myself, because that's what it's all about, what I'm all about. And I took on a different mentor. I always have mentors, different mentors, and he said, how about we niche your business? And I'm like, wow, I love the idea. I never thought about it. And we went through a list of industries that would be applicable or possible for me. And beauty industry was one of the first ones that really stood out for me, because it basically has everything that I always worked with, the whole looking after yourself, me time, making sure that you do something for yourself, and that's exactly what the beauty industry is all about. So there was a lot of parallels, and I have never looked back. It's been an amazing journey turning to the beauty industry, and now I offer the business mentoring, which I strongly believe in is the best combination of the emotional coaching that I've done and the business coaching. So I've put it together into a mentoring program where I work on the personal as well as the business growth, because I believe for success you really need to combine it, and it's
absolutely.
amazing. Yeah.
I think most entrepreneurs out there and business owners would know that it's a lonely road at times,
yes.
a lot of the time, and you need someone to bounce off, and it's more difficult when, like, what's that saying, you can't read the label from inside the bottle. So, you know, when you're relying on someone that's internally attached or even close to you in the business, that's kind of very difficult. So having a coach looking outside in, I think, is obviously something that everyone needs. So, okay, the business owners that are looking out there, what type, and the beauty industry is quite broad. So if anyone's out there and they're in the beauty industry, what types of businesses do you work with? How do you help them? Can you expand on that more?
Absolutely. So what I do is I basically work with any business in the beauty industry. I've got various clients there, so it doesn't matter if you're just a hairdresser or hair and beauty, or just beauty, or you know, there are various different businesses I work with. Most of them are from 2 to 3 staff members up to 10, 15, some of them 20. The size doesn't really matter. What matters is the actual business owner. So I work with the business owners, then they also get support with their staff if they need to. So we assist it on different levels. However, I start with something that I call an alignment session. So in that alignment session, you really take the business apart. You look at every single angle, you look at their spendings, at their incomes, how they do business, how they do client service, how they do marketing. I want to know everything about this business, because only when I know all their frustrations, and there's a lot of them that everyone has in the beauty industry, like, you know, staff frustrations, as in the beauty industry now pays for their training. However, they've got no guarantee that the staff stays with them. And I've got something that can really help them to identify that before. And that is a massive thing, because so many people in the beauty industry go like, oh, if I could only know beforehand if this person would stay. And I'm like, I can help you with that. We can figure that out. There are systems
finding
to find
and attracting key staff is
exactly,
you know,
and it's
the
amazing.
Key fundamental to a business.
Absolutely. So in the alignment session, we talk about their future plans, about 3-5 years out in the future, but we really focus on the first year. And then I help them break it down into quarterly steps, and I leave them with a 90-day action plan, step by step, everything they need to do to achieve their plan. And that is just something that really wows them, because I'm like, oh, finally, you know, I know what I'm doing step by step. Because the goal for me is to get them out of their business a little bit more, because that's what they do. You know, they spend all their time in the salon working their little backsides off, and you know, not having any time for themselves, for the family, no lifestyle. But that's the reason why they started a salon in the first place.
And having a plan like that would be fantastic for any business owner, because it's a path to the light at the end of the tunnel. Whereas most entrepreneurs are just really scrambling for time, scrambling for resources, scrambling for money, all those sorts of things. They're kind of like got holes in their boat, so to speak, and then every time they take a couple of paddles, they have a break, and then they put a few pails of water out, that sort of thing. So having that plan, that action plan, I think is amazing. All right, so if anyone wants to get a hold of you, where would we find you? How do we contact you?
There's different ways. So they can either have a look on my website, which is www.muse-coaching.com. They can find me on Facebook under Muse Coaching. We can blend in my telephone number at the end, so they can do
I'll
my
get that
email
all linked
address.
up.
So I'm happy with whatever suits them, and I think the best way to go about that is just give me a call. You know, let's have a chat, and then we'll feel straight away if we're a match or not. So that's how I like to play it, because you never know. It has to fit from both sides, as we talked about before. So that's right. I like that. I like the personal connection, and if that works, then we take it from there.
Absolutely. Look, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show today. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you. It's my pleasure.
Thank you.
There you go, guys. Adrian here for Wollongong TV. See you on the next show.